Let's talk about the Oscars. I told our audience that you're in the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. How did you get to the Oscars?
It's an excellent question, and maybe we need some kind of virtual background that would. There we go. Does that work for you? I've been a member for 18 years now, and the way I became a member, I only had one film nominated for an Oscar that I produced, but I had been working in the industry, and there are three ways in which somebody can become a member. If you have directed an Oscar-winning or produced, and maybe even in other areas like art direction, animated short film or feature film, you might be invited to become a member. If you won one, you most likely will be invited to become a member. But then there's a provision for people who've been working and contributing valuably to our industry. And so those are people who are especially invited, and that's how I became a member.
Okay.
And so those are kind of the three routes to becoming a member of the Academy.
And this is a bit like becoming a lord in Great Britain, isn't it? if you are invited to become a member of the Academy.
Well, yeah, it doesn't change our title at all, Ron Diamond. But it's an honor to be a member of the Motion Picture Academy, to participate in the activities that the Academy brings forward. It's a much deeper organization than many people have any imagination of. We contribute to granting funds to festivals and such, and to support writers who submit their screenwriting scripts each year for the Nichols Fellowship. We have a fantastic library. We're building a massive museum that's going to be remarkable. I've been on site there, and it's really an extraordinary feat, and it's going to be marvelous for the public to be able to get a much deeper insight into filmmaking that happens by all the different crafts affiliated with the Academy. So it's a great group to be a member of, and occasionally I have a chance to meet people at screenings or at the Academy Awards and such that I really admire, and it's nice to make kind of a personal, professional contact with them.
And you are the expert in the Academy for the animated short films, I was told.
I am in Stuttgart often, but I mean, pretty much everybody who's a member carries kind of well, we all have our little buttons. I don't think I've ever worn mine. But, we all care enough about the Academy that pretty much all members can be asked about membership and how to become. But I've helped guide a number of people into becoming members, especially people who are not Oscar winners, because there are so many, experimental filmmakers and such that generally would not have the option to become a member because they aren't making Oscar-winning films, but they're really notable films and winning important prizes at festivals. So I know a lot about the Academy, and it's a privilege to participate. And I serve on the executive committee and the Student Academy Award as well.
And how does the Oscar nomination work for an animated short, for example?
Well, the best path, or the cheapest path maybe, is to submit your film to festivals like Stuttgart. Stuttgart's a qualifying festival, and the film that wins the grand prize then reaches the qualifying status and can be submitted at no additional cost, except for the material cost of submitting to the Academy, and your film would be then considered along with the rest. This year we had 92 entries. I remember when I first came it was about 30, so it's changed pretty dramatically in the last number of years. But a film plays in Los Angeles in theaters for a full week, a program like the animation shows would qualify it. So, I'm always looking for really unique and rich and beautiful films. We've qualified quite a number of films. And I think it's important that we have that option so that people can do it themselves if they want. Unfortunately, the theaters usually charge a fee, and sometimes it's a large fee. So we're trying to right that and try to make it more reasonable for people to play their films.
And how many people decide from the long list to the short list? Which films come from the long list for the Oscars to the short list?
Well, we have this past year we had 92. We narrowed it down to down to 10, and then from the 10, as a branch, narrow it down to the nominees, and then everyone in the Academy votes for the nominees.
So everyone in the Academy. And how many people are that?
Over 8,000 people now. I don't know the exact head count. I'm sure Variety would be able to tell us that, or Hollywood Reporter.
In Germany, we read a lot about the Academy, and that there are a lot of old white men, too many old white men. This is what the critics say in the Academy. You're one of these. So is this really a problem, or is this just a thing discussed in the press in the world?
A real problem, because it was very much an old boys club for many, many years. And in the last 5 or 7 years, there's been a very concerted effort to get to 50-50 parity with women as equal representation amongst the Academy, as well as people of foreign nationality. So we're looking for, and ethnicities as well. We really want an extremely diverse Academy, and it's not just an American Academy. The intention is that it represents all filmmakers globally. And we believe that everyone that makes exemplary shorts and features of all kinds, documentaries and narrative and other kinds of movies, that they are honored for their accomplishments and are invited to become members of the Academy. We're really pushing more than we ever have. And our branch is now the second largest branch in the Motion Picture Academy. We had been I don't even know where we were before all of this effort had taken place, but we've increased our numbers dramatically. Of course, far trailing the actors. There are far more actors than any other branch, which of course makes sense.
What does a film, an animated short film, need to win an Oscar? What's necessary?
You know, I did a presentation, which I think the Stuttgart Festival called it How to Win an Oscar, and it was a 4-lecture presentation about what it really takes. But in short, you know, it's about unique filmmaking. It's about not just being unexpected, but also telling rich and beautiful stories that touch the heart and have some kind of resonance with the audience. I think those are the biggest issues. And it doesn't necessarily need to be really fancy in terms of being complex 3D. It can be, you know, Don Hertzfeldt got his first nomination for Rejected, which was basically a stick figure character. But his was a very engaging film, and the audience, you know, the Academy, the members thought it was a worthy film enough to give it a nomination. So, you know, it's we don't discuss the films when we're voting. It's just really how it goes. Whatever, everybody votes their conscience as far as what they think it should get.
Thank you very much for that part. We meet again in a few minutes, but now we watch together a very old, but a classic of the Oscar winners. It's from 1953, from Norman McLaren. I'm sure you know it. It's the film Neighbors.